Hello guys, this is Turner from Dudes of Random again, and today I'm going to go a little bit more in depth about methods. So as we know, when we create a class in Eclipse, we have the option of creating our main method, our starting point. It starts there, and from there we can, like I said in the beginning, in our first episode or second episode, or second tutorial lesson, I told you guys what it does. So it's from there you can direct to other methods. So today I'm going to talk to you guys how to create a method, or what parts of a method. So public is part of the encapsulation, which is about where it can be used. So public means it can be used within other classes in the same project. Static means it's changeable, and a void means it's not returning anything. So when this method happens, it's not returning anything. In this main, it's just saying that's the starting point. Okay, next. So when we create it, so let's say we wanted to start here, we wanted to say something like hi. So we say hi, and we were asking the user for a math question. So let's say we were asked, so wait, we have to quickly, let me just quickly do the scanner is new scanner system in. Okay, next time I'll have that prepared for you guys. I don't want you guys to have to see that all the time. And then I'll do string input 1 is next oh god, how can I keep forgetting input dot next. Okay, I have trouble with this. Okay, input dot, I use something different, which I'll teach you guys about later. So then we'll say, we have to tell them, of course, enter a number. Let's say we want to do a number times 2. And we want to use a method, not put it inside here. We could do this. So we could do, we could create a method. And we want our method to return us the result of the multiplication. So we're going to do, it's going to return an integer no matter what. When you multiply, you don't get decimals. When you multiply an integer with an integer. So you do public integer, we give it a name, or we don't have to put static, it's okay. And then we put a name, we say multiply by 2, but the method has to receive something. So what you put it, so this is the name. So we have public, it can be reached from anywhere, it will return an integer, it's called multiply by 2, and what it has to receive is, it receives an integer. And in this method, it's going to be called, let's say, integer 1. We open the brackets. What we do now is we're going to do integer, so int results is integer 1 times 2. And what you would do now, you would put return. And then you can say return results. And then we can say here system.out.println results. So now we're printing out. The only problem we still have is that we need to we should make this an integer and do, you know, the parse thing we've been doing for the last few episodes. So we do integer.parse int. So we're parsing an integer out of this because this is supposed to be a string. And now what we do here is, what we're going to do is we're going to do integer input 2 is, we call the method, let's multiply by 2, and we send it in input 1. You don't need to put the integer. Oh, so here, in this case we do need static. Eclipse will tell you, but you don't always need static. So static, let's just say it's a, and this is meant to be input 2. So that's how you can work with methods that return things when you give them something. You don't have to give them something. You can still return it, but it needs to know, otherwise it would just be one default number. Unless you use random, but still. Now we're going to talk about methods that don't return anything, they just do something. So if we say, and now we want to just do something. and we say we had a really long code and wanted to make it organized, we could just say, what we would just do is we could have public, and we call it void because it doesn't return anything. Public void, and then you would say, let's call it void method. You would put nothing in there because it's not taking anything. And look, now it's no error. When I remove this, it gives an error because it needs to return something. It says here, add return statement, which we have here, which is okay. But this one doesn't need that. So what we're just going to do is we're going to say system.out.print line hi, like that. And what we can just do is we can do here to call this method, we just go void method, just like that. Oh, I'm once again static, but it's okay. It works. See what's happening. Entering a number. The number is going to be multiplied by 2. We're going to use the class, so we're going to test if that works. Here we go. Hi, enter a number. I want 5, which should be 10. It says 10, and then it says hi, because that's what we said here. And now we could also say if input 2 is 10, just to check. So something different happens. It's not always the same. Okay, the user would have to have entered, what is it called? They would have to have entered 5, but the chances of that, okay, 5, 10, and now it's like hi. If I run it again and I say 6, 12, it doesn't say hi because input 2 is not 10. That's our if-else statement again. So yeah, that's how methods basically work. So you have a void method and you have a method that returns something, a method that doesn't return something, a method that does return something. And both methods can take things, so they don't have to return something necessarily. So I could also send something in here, but this one would not return anything because I put the void here. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I hope you learned something. Be sure to be there for the next episode. Goodbye.